Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we're talking WrestleMania 40, or WrestleMania XL as they're proclaiming it. And I know these wrestling videos don't do as well as any other videos, but we're still gonna do them. We're still gonna do the wrestling videos, whether you like it or not. So we're gonna go through the match card for WrestleMania 40. And I'm gonna give you my predictions on who I believe is gonna win, who's gonna go over, what I believe is gonna happen in certain matches. But let's go through it. And yes, I know this side of the bookcase looks pretty terrible on screen, but you know, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I leave all this space open so that if I add Blu-rays to my Blu-ray collection, I can fit it pretty easily. I don't have to go rearranging the whole thing. So yes, we're going to leave that in shot. This is going to be a real video, and I'm doing it in front of my wrestling collection, and yeah, it goes all the way up the top, it goes all the way down the bottom, and yeah, a bit too much skin there. But, you know, we're going to go through the WrestleMania card, and we're going to do some predictions. So let's start. Number one, this is going off the Wikipedia rundown, and I'm filming this prior to SmackDown. So it's after Raw, so I'm filming this on, what's the date today? Wednesday I don't know, the Wednesday after The Rock just belted Cody Rhodes, that one. I'm filming it after that Raw. So it's the last Raw before WrestleMania, but SmackDown hasn't happened yet. So first match. This is on the rundown. First match, Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. Well, I mean, look. Realistically, it's probably likely that Becky's going to win the title at WrestleMania. But I think they need to keep the title on Rhea. I think I'm Australian, so take it with a grain of salt. I just think we have the longest reigning champion in Roman Reigns and Gunther. I think you need to have Rhea Ripley have just as long a length of a title run. I think they should keep the belt on Rhea Ripley. However, my prediction is that they're going to switch it to Becky. And Becky is going to carry that. But they should keep it on Rhea. Match 2. Gunther versus Sami Zayn. Honestly, I think Sami Zayn should win that one. And here's why. Now, with Sami Zayn, he could use a big WrestleMania moment like beating Gunther. And Gunther, I think, is right on that verge of going to the next level. Like, he could have went to the next level already. And when I say next level, I'm talking about world title scene. I think Gunther needs to lose the Intercontinental title so he can go to the world title. And I think you put that world title belt, whether it's Drew holding it or Seth Rollins after WrestleMania, I think you put Gunther in that world title scene and you give him a lengthy reign with that world title. He will make that title relevant. And Seth Rollins has made it relevant, the world title. Don't get me wrong. But I think in terms of the strong champion, like people talk about Roman Reigns holding the belt for 4 years, I think Gunther will give it just about as much prestige. So I'm saying Sami Zayn wins the IC title at WrestleMania, but I say Gunther goes to the world title scene after that. I think Gunther loses the title, he loses the match, he goes to the world title scene and competes against Seth Rollins or Drew McIntyre. Okay, match 3. Oh my god, what's this? 6-pack tag team ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. Judgment Day, Damian Priest, Finn Balor versus DIY, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa. The Awesome Truth, Miz and R-Truth versus New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods versus A-Town Down, Austin Theory, Grayson Waller, and New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. I don't... Look, when I watch wrestling these days, most of the time, these are the matches I skip over. You know what? I'm going to put it this way. I think Judgment Day won't win because I think I'm going to mention this in my later prediction, I think Damian Priest has other things that he's going to be doing at WrestleMania. So out of all these, the most logical one would be if we somehow get Big E back, like if Big E's going to make a surprise appearance or something, maybe that's a thing, then maybe New Day. But everything's telling me it's going to be the Awesome Truth. I think the Awesome Truth are going to beat the Judgment Day. R-Truth will have that finish to his story with the Judgment Day, and he'll hold the titles at WrestleMania. So I think it'll be the Awesome Truth that wins that match. But I don't think that's it for the night for Damian Priest, and we'll go on to that later. Okay, we've got Jimmy and Jey Uso. Wow. Yeet. Come on. I think, yeah, Jey Uso is probably going to win that one. And, I mean, is he one of the biggest stars now on Raw? Like, I would say he's one of the biggest stars with that Yeet stuff going on. I mean, look. How old is he now? He's, oh, he's 38. Jeez. Yeah, I think Jey Uso is going to win that one. I think Jey Uso is another contender for the world title. I think, or even not even that. I think Jey Uso could be someone in the Intercontinental title scene, or they could put him into a match in that space where he could easily grow. And he's not at Roman Reigns level or anything. Like, he's not on a world title scene yet. But I do believe he has some potential, Jey Uso, especially with the Yeet stuff behind him. And Jimmy, they're twins, yeah? They were born the same year? Yeah, they were definitely twins, so yeah. They're the same age. Who's older than who? Like, there's usually a few minutes between twins, so who's the oldest out of those two? I mean, yes, they're twins. They were born on the same day. But the way of twins is that there will usually be one who's a few minutes older than the other. Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi versus Damage Control. Just because it's Jade Cargill, debuting in her first WrestleMania match, I think they give it to Bianca, Naomi, and Jade Cargill. I can't see Damage Control really getting there. Although Damage Control, no, I still can't see it. I think Jade Cargill needs to win that one. It needs to be a Jade Cargill team sort of winning that match. I think it needs to be her debut on WrestleMania, and it needs to be a win for Jade to get her out of the gate, really make her shine. Latino World Order, Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dirty Dominic. Okay, I think, hear me out here, I think the result of that match is irrelevant. What I would do, I would have Rey Mysterio turn heel on Dragon Lee, and Santos Escobar do whatever Santos Escobar is going to do, but I would put Dominic and Rey Mysterio back together, turn Rey heel, and you have your heel tag team right there. You have one of the best heel tag teams. Dom's getting massive amounts of heat. Put Rey with him, and then have Rey come out. I don't know if he'll take the mask off, but have him go real heel. Have him go, we haven't seen a heel Rey Mysterio in a very long time. Has he even, I know he did heel briefly in WCW, but did he ever do it in WWE? No, I don't believe he ever did. Turn Rey heel, and have him and Dominic have Rey finish his career with Dominic, and I say turn Rey heel. That match is irrelevant. I think Dominic, let's just put it this way. Santos Escobar and Dominic should get the victory, and then turn Rey heel and put him with Dominic. That's what I would have, if I could do it. Night 1, the biggest tag team match of all time, even though it's not Mr. T and Hulk Hogan versus Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff. That was the biggest tag team match of all time. I mean, that's the one that got WrestleMania off to its start. But people will say, because it's The Rock. Yeah, okay, fine. We'll call it the biggest tag team match of all time. Okay, Rock and Roman versus Cody and Seth. Who wins it? The stipulation, bloodline rules, whatever it's going to be. Who's going to win? I believe The Rock and Roman are going to win this match. And here's why. So, we've heard, bloodline rules, bloodline rules. They keep talking about this thing. But it's like the, it's like the MacGuffin of wrestling at the moment. What is it? It's definitely to push the plot forward, but what is it? So yeah, I think we need to see what bloodline rules actually looks like. And yes, we saw part of it on Raw, but we need to see, in a WrestleMania setting, what it's going to look like. And I believe if it's bloodline rules, does that mean there's no disqualification, no countouts? Is that what bloodline is hinting at? Either way, hold on, there's a little tabby. Let's see what Bloodline Rules actually entails. So, no disqualification match, anything goes. No, it's not actually, it's leading me to this, but it's not actually telling me what Bloodline Rules actually is. So why would it have a hyperlink to this? Okay, whatever. Either way, I think The Rock and Roman need to go over in night 1. And I think The Rock has been talking about making Seth Rollins' title go away, but I think you need to have Seth Rollins get pinned by Roman. Maybe the Roman has to pin Seth Rollins, but then that doesn't protect the title for Drew. So I don't know who takes the pinfall in that one, or the it's not a DQ match. So I mean, if Seth or Cody pinned The Rock, I don't know. It's hard to say. But I don't know who takes the pinfall in that one. I don't know who would take the pinfall for. I think the Bloodline need to win night 1 so that we can get to the best potential outcome on night 2, which you want Cody to win the title? I think the Bloodline need to win the first night. They need to have The Rock and Roman standing tall. Walking tall, if you will. But I believe Bloodline go over in night 1. But I'll get to that in night 2. I'll tell you why in night 2. So night 2, we have Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the world title. Obviously, CM Punk will be at ringside or on commentary or whatever CM Punk's going to do in that match. I think he turned Punk heel. I think Punk turns heel and he aligns with Drew McIntyre. I think this is one big work. And I think that because, obviously, Punk is better as, he's being babyface at the moment, but Punk was always a million times better as a heel. So I'm saying, have him, but he doesn't like both of these, so I don't know how it would actually turn heel on a Seth Rollins, but imagine, if you will, I think McIntyre's going over. I think McIntyre goes over and gets his moment. But we don't know. We're going to have to see what happens with that one. I think McIntyre goes over, though. But I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think CM Punk's going to be crucial to the result of that match. I think CM Punk's going to get involved. And maybe we're obviously seeing Drew McIntyre backstage at Raw talking to Paul Heyman. Maybe the Bloodline get involved, and that plays into everything. Io Sky versus Bayley. Honestly, Bayley. I don't know. Bayley should win that one. I mean, she has obviously history, but I think it's the finish to that story. I think Bayley needs to win. LA Knight versus AJ Styles. Yeah. I think, come on, LA Knight. Yeah. We need to have LA Knight have his moment. Yeah. And what a match, AJ Styles. That is going to bring the best out of LA Knight. AJ Styles will put on a great WrestleMania match. But I think LA Knight needs his moment. And he needs to shine on WrestleMania. He needs to shine when everyone's looking at WrestleMania. And I think LA Knight goes over. Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens triple threat match for the United States title. Has Randy ever held the United States title? 1 second. I'm going to check if Orton's ever held the United States title, because if he hasn't, then I think he needs to hold it. I know he's held the Intercontinental title, because when I started watching, he was IC champion in 2003, 2004. So let's have a look. Where's his accomplishments? Here we go. Championships and accomplishments. World Wrestling Entertainment. Oh, he has held the world title, the US title once. Okay. So, I think with that one, let's go back to the WrestleMania thing. Here we go. Kevin Owens has history with Logan Paul, so I mean, I could see them having Kevin Owens go over. I could also see him having Randy Orton go over. So it's a hard one. Logan Paul's done great for wrestling as well. He's going to have the big Prime logo on the mat, so there's going to be that at WrestleMania. I'm going to say Orton. I mean, look, this is like the swan song of Orton's career. I think this is like the last great run of Randy Orton, and I think he'll do great with the US title at this point. I think give it to Orton. I mean, Kevin Owens has a few more years in him as well, but I think Kevin Owens could probably be potentially used for other stuff, so I don't know if he needs to necessarily have the US title. But Orton at this point in his career could really use that the US title. I think Orton goes over. And Logan Paul, I don't know if he needs the US title at this point. I think Logan Paul's done great. Anyone who's giving him flack, he's put effort into this business. And I'm not a fan of him. Like, I wasn't a fan of his YouTube. I wasn't a fan of him personally, how he did that thing in Japan. That thing in Japan. We all know what we're talking about. But I think he's worked his butt off in this wrestling business, and he hasn't made it to be a joke. So he's done great, but I think Orton goes over. The Pride. Who's the Pride? I know I haven't watched the tag team scene in a while, but the Pride: Bobby Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford versus with BFAB versus the Testament, Karrion Kross, Akam, and Razar. With Scarlett and Poirier ring. I don't know. I don't follow that. I haven't followed that story enough to know who should go over. Philadelphia Street Fight. Okay, have the faces stand tall. Have Bobby Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford. Have the faces stand tall. It's WrestleMania. Have the faces win. And then the main event. Well, hold on. I didn't. Did I talk about Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins? Yeah, I did. But I didn't mention what I wanted to happen with Damian Priest. So whoever wins this match with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, I think you have Priest cash in at WrestleMania and you have Priest leave as the world champion. I think that's what they were talking about when The Rock says, I'm going to make that title go away. Maybe Seth wins at WrestleMania and then the cash in happens. Or let Drew McIntyre have his moment in front of fans, then have the cash in happen. But either way, I think Damian Priest needs to leave as world champion. Now let's go back to the main event. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Everything in me. I mean, come on, I'm wearing a Roman shirt. There it is. I'm wearing the Roman shirt. I would say, I don't know. If they don't do it at this Mania, Cody's push is done. The fans are done. The fans don't care anymore if he doesn't win the title at WrestleMania. So here's how you do it. You have Bloodline rules in place because the Bloodline win on night one. Whether that's no DQ, no countouts, whatever it is, you make it work. But in night 2, with the world title scene, I think you have The Rock turn on Roman Reigns. Cody goes over. I'm saying Cody wins. But in saying Cody wins, I think you need to have, I don't know. I think you need to have Cody wins. But how do we get to the result? I would be happy with Roman holding the title for another 2 years. I don't care. But people are sick and tired of Roman Reigns at this point. People are sick and tired of him holding that title. And there's a better match for SummerSlam if Roman loses, which is The Rock versus Roman. Have that at SummerSlam. But then how... Okay, so I think The Rock turns on Roman. Okay, before we were briefly interrupted, I was talking about Roman Reigns versus Cody, and I think that you have Roman Reigns lose. I think The Rock turns on Roman. But before this all happens, it's Bloodline rules. So I say he brings a couple of friends. Cody brings a couple of friends to even the odds. So obviously you have Seth Rollins gets involved, whatever. Maybe Punk. But I think Austin needs to be there. Austin needs to stun The Rock at some point. Or maybe he gets The Undertaker. I don't know. It's the main event of WrestleMania 40. Anything can happen. But I think Cody... I mean, if MJF is under contract with... I was going to say maybe MJF comes in, but I think he's still under contract with AEW. But either way, I think Cody goes over in the main event. But how we get to that, I think it needs to set up The Rock versus Roman at SummerSlam. And then you have the biggest program of summer. You'll have Roman Reigns versus The Rock at SummerSlam. And Cody, who would Cody go against? Okay, so if Roman's... I think you have to have the rematch, obviously, but... Would Roman... If Cody Rhodes wins, who's his next program, though? I'm just trying to think. Who could go against Cody as the undisputed champion? Maybe The Rock? No, that wouldn't make sense. Either way, Cody could go over. I think Cody, this is the last chance. They get one more chance with Cody, and if they don't pull the trigger on this one, it's over for Cody. It's done. No one cares. So Cody goes over. I think there's going to be a lot of interference in that match. I think there's going to be bloodline rules, no DQ, whatever they want to do. I think Austin stuns The Rock at some point. Maybe Austin comes in because Austin's being contacted. I don't know. Maybe The Undertaker comes in and tombstones someone. I don't know. It's WrestleMania. But anyways, if you like this, video, like, subscribe, drop a comment. I don't know. Tell me what your predictions for WrestleMania are. And yeah, thanks for watching. And yeah, watch WrestleMania. And we'll figure out if I got any of this right. Probably not, but oh well, we'll figure it out after WrestleMania. Peace out. Catch you in the next one.